Welcome to Guide Dogs of America, graduating class of 413. We're excited everybody made it here today. Right now, I'd like to introduce the Girl Scouts who will lead us in Pledge of Allegiance.
Audience attention, please stand and remove all hats. Color guard attention. Graduates, the flag will be passing down the center aisle and the flag will be posted on the left. Color guard advance. Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, salute the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color guard dismissed. You may be seated.
Thank you very much. Good morning, welcome to this great day. Mother Nature has challenged us. So we're happy all of you made it here today. At this time, I'd like to introduce our president, Mr. Russell Gitlin.
Foremost, I want to welcome all of you to Guide Dogs of America and tell you that this place wouldn't be what it is without you. I know a lot of you out there in the audience, you donate your time, your energy, your money, and we just, here at Guide Dogs of America, we thank you for everything you do every day for us. Welcome to the graduation of class number 413. How about a big round of applause for you? Remarks. I'd just like to take a moment and send the prayers out to all the sheriffs and all the residents and the fire crews and the peace officers and all the first responders doing their best to keep all of us safe here in California. And our thoughts and prayers go out to all the Californians that are affected by these fires. And how about we have about a moment of silence? Thank you. Thank you. Now let's give them a big round of applause. You've all been affected. You've all seen the helicopters and the planes and you watch the TV with these folks, these first responders that are on these front lines. Let me tell you, they're out there. They're earning their money, but they're putting their lives on the line for us, and that can never be forgotten. So if you see one, make sure you say thank you and ask them if they need anything. They need just like us. It's always a pleasure to acknowledge the great people who make our mission possible through the most generous donations, and we couldn't accomplish our mission to provide independence and mobility in visually impaired community without your assistance. And I again thank you for that. First, I congratulate the class on completing the hard work that got them here to this place today with their new four-legged partner in life. It is time to cast that born white cane to the side, get out into this great world, and be independent. Though you've lost your sight, you now have gained it back with a little help from these fantastic loyal guide dogs that we're providing to you. Challenge yourself and try new things. Maybe jump from a plane like GDA Pittsburgh. Or Or maybe ride a wave like Derek Rebello. Or maybe you'll re-enter the workforce, as many of our graduates have done after regaining the confidence they had lost. An example is Laurel Hilbert, who now interns in our nation's capital with his guide dog Arrow. Whatever you do, make it great and make guide dogs of America proud. Be the best and positive that you can be and impact the world around you. Make your time here count. See one thing I've learned from these folks, these students, is that anything is possible if you try. Don't let people tell you that you can't. I want nothing more than to include you in the stories of future graduations. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about all the great things that you've accomplished with your dogs. We get pictures constantly from graduates of crazy stuff they're out there doing, and fun stuff, and adventuresome stuff. And that's what this is about. That's what all these folks here have worked for, to make sure that you're able to go back out there and really regain your independence, mobility, and freedom, and be out there doing the things that I think that you're looking to do again. And you can't do that with a white cane. You definitely can do it with these dogs. These dogs will definitely open up a new world for you, and I'm excited to hear your stories and adventures ahead. Got some announcements. We got our charity, our banquet in Vegas, and anybody that hasn't been there, I encourage you to come. It's a great time. It's like 4 or 5 days of fun. We got motorcycle. We have something for everybody. We got motorcycle rides, and we got gun shoots, and we got golf tournaments, and we got galas. And this year's Woodstock. So those of you out there that like the hippie era, might even have some of that stuff back in your closet. Let's break it out. Let's grow the hair long. I saw Tommy's already growing a beard for me out there. Let's get out to Vegas and party up and have a good time. That's November 21st to the 24th, and I'd like to see some of you folks attend. It's a great time. I want to give you a little bit of a merger update. I keep saying this, but I am very close. I'm like, I thought I would sign and have that news for you today that I signed a long form on a merger with TLCAD. It will be done next week. These lawyers, they get involved, and then you got to cross the T's and dot the I's, and you got to make sure everything works 100%. I guess that's what they get paid for. So we're listening to them, and it's going to be the combination of two great organizations doing great things together, providing service animals to even more individuals. And I can't wait till the day when we can bring Wounded Warriors up on the stage, which is going to happen soon. We can bring kids, parents of kids with autism up on the stage and talk about all these things that these dogs that we have are doing for them. So we're looking forward to that, and that's right around the corner. Today, I'm privileged to tell you that one of my bosses are in the crowd here today, General Vice President Ricky Wallace, who's a friend of mine for a long time now. He's the General Vice President of Southern Territory. In case you guys didn't know it, Machinist Union, who founded this place, the guy was blind, and he went to his union and he said, you know, I got denied a guide dog. And they said, well, what do you mean you got denied a guide dog? He said, I'm 52 years old. He said, I'm too old. So the union said, look, we'll fund it if you can start a school. So that's how guide dogs in America, the International Guide Dogs, got started. And they have, since that day, been helping fund this operation alongside of you and corporations and manufacturers and so on and so forth. But they have been a critical part of what goes on here and how we operate each year, because they run fundraisers constantly. We went from 80 fundraisers, was it 80 or 76? 73 fundraisers. We're now, since we took over 3 years ago, we're now to 120 fundraisers a year, and that's due to IM and all the generosity of the members of the IM and what they do for us. So that's quite a feat. They're about a third of our budget. So I'd like to give a warm welcome to my friend, our General Vice President of Southern Territory, Ricky Wallace. How about a big round? General Vice President is a man that does all the work, and that's his Chief of Staff who's here, Jeff Smith. And Jeff is a great guy, learns a bit, and just a really great support system. Anything Guide Dogs America needs, Jeff's there and stands up and does things for us. So how about a big round of applause for Jeff? I just want to tell you that this year, Ricky in Vegas will be getting the gift of sight, which is one of the highest honors continues to do and pledges to do in the future. And it's an honor to get that, and this year he will be a recipient along with EBS as a corporation, along with Textron as a corporation. So we normally honor 3 different folks, one being from the IAM, one being the corporation, and we got 2 corporations this year, which is EBS, which is part of Ron J. and his group, and along with that Textron, which is Cessna. They do the Cessna. They do Cessna aircraft along with Beechcraft. I get lost on how many different things are underneath their label. But they're all getting honored this year out in Vegas. We're looking forward to a good time. Here in the crowd today, I think I have some pretty interesting guests. Princess Cruises, who we've knocked on their doors quite a few times, and they stepped up and they gave us a cruise last year. I think we raised $30,000 with that cruise last year. So Cynthia Lamster, Paula Triggs, Sherry Cochran, Debbie Holbrook, and Roger Kennard. Are you guys here? Where are we at? Oh, we're here. Today we'll find out why you help Guide Dogs of America out. I'm glad you're here because you're going to hear from the students themselves. Talk a little bit about what this last 3 weeks has been like. And a lot of them are repeat dog users, so someone can talk about their experience with the dog, but truthfully, this is why to come to a graduation, I think you will find out truthfully what this is all about. This is the best place to be. This is why my general vice president is here today. It's why you're here, is to learn and learn what we do and hopefully continue to help us out as you have. We appreciate everything you do. Thank you. Team sponsorships. The Foster Family Foundation is based in Simi Valley, and we deeply appreciate their generosity and their donations that has sponsored the complete partnership of the team of DD Man and Guide Dog North. How about a big round of applause? I watch how loud I say this dog's name because this dog knows me. It's kind of excited every time. But Sun Air Children Foundation and Guide Dog Yonder. How about a big round of applause? Sponsorships to award today. These great folks donated $5,000 to sponsor the cup and followed its path from the day it went home with the puppy races until it returned to GDA to the beginning of formal training. We wish to thank Mr. Harold Atwater for his sponsorship guide, Dog Hudson. Traveled extensively with me, was sponsored by Mrs. Margaret Dano. Who can't be here today, but I know she's watching and stuff, so let's give her a big shout out. Sandy Bennett, who sponsored Guide Dog Winning along with many others. Yogi, and he was sponsored by Helen Levin and her daughter Donna Wayman. How about a big round of applause? Harness sponsorships: Orange County Puppy Raiser Harness sponsor Gala, Deborah Madden Harness sponsorship with Joy. How about a big round of applause? We want to give a big special thanks to these guys. They come out, they serve us, they take care of us. They're great people. How about a big round of applause? Just not to thank my staff. I have the best staff in the world. I have the best volunteers in the world. You know, I'm always amazed by volunteers. I got folks that the world of my staff. They're just here constantly. They're constantly putting in the hard work it takes to make this organization run. I was explaining to Ricky and Jeff that we couldn't have enough money. I'd have to be Bill Gates or something with this foundation in order to really run this operation if I had to pay for everything that we do here. You know, and you guys, just your generosity and your volunteerism and everything you do, it just really exemplifies what USA is about, what we're supposed to be about, what we're about, and I just thank all the volunteers, all the staff, all the puppy raisers out there. Thank you. How about a big round of applause for all of you? services we provide are reimbursed through private or government insurance. We're only able to provide these amazing dogs and animals and the support of thousands of individuals, foundations, corporations, organizations, and for this, I'd like to say thank you, enjoy graduation. These guys work really hard. I got to know them I've actually been around for a few weeks, so I really enjoyed my time with them. When I'm around, I always try to go over and spend some time with these folks, and they're a great group. They gel real well, and I'm proud that they're going home today with their new partners. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm not trying to remember how this works. Anyways, thank you, Russ. There's just a couple other people that I'd like to thank personally. I know you're all here for graduation, but I feel like I need to acknowledge our puppy raising program wouldn't be successful without help of the area leaders. We have area leaders from Ventura to San Diego out to Claremont. So if you guys are here, would you guys please stand so that we can thank you for all your help that you helped with us? And the last group that I'd like to thank that is kind of the silent heroes of some of our guide dogs are our amazing breeder keepers. These hosts that keep our breeders happy, healthy, and well fed when they're feeding them 10 bags a day for those puppies. We couldn't do it without you, and so you guys, I just want to take the opportunity to thank you for all your help and support in keeping our breeding stock very healthy and producing these amazing dogs. So if you're here today and you're a breeder host, would you please stand so we can acknowledge you? So without any further, we have a slideshow that we're going to show now. And
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kelsey Horst, and I was one of the 3 instructors teaching this class. Thank you guys all so much for coming out to support not only Guide Dogs of America, but the 10 students graduating today. Before I get to introducing the teams, I would like to thank the 2 instructors who worked so hard to make sure these amazing dogs had amazing handlers, Alejandra Maldonado and Sean Childs. Thank you both. Thank you both so much for your support and guidance throughout this class. You both have made this class experience one for the books, and I had such a great time teaching with both of you. I would also like to thank the San Fernando Police Department for allowing us to use their lobby as a home base for the first few days in class. We appreciate everything you do for the community and us here at Guide Dogs of America. Another thank you to our weekend volunteers, Helen Lau and Christine Coyle. These 2 fabulous women stay Saturday and Sunday nights here in class, giving us the opportunity to go home and see our families. And for that, we can't thank you enough. We had a very lovely group of extraordinary women, not only assisting in the kitchen, but also providing the students with anything they needed at meal times. So thank you, ladies. Some classes start with a bang. Unfortunately, this one started with a flame. As most of you know, the fires were close to us here in Sylmar. Due to the air quality here at GDA, we decided to evacuate the students. Thank you to Russ Gitlin and Greg Steinmetz for securing our hotel rooms at the Hilton Hotel in Pasadena, and Zach Gitlin and Jamie Hunt for delivering care packages to the students so they could make it through the night comfortably. With us having to evacuate the students, we had to move a little quicker with our training. With them only having their dogs for less than 2 days, we took them to a restaurant, which we usually do in the 3rd week. We did a doubles route, which is when the students work in pairs together, and this typically happens in the 2nd week. They also worked on stairs and elevators, which is usually done in the 2nd week as well, and they also got the opportunity to stay at a hotel with their dogs, which we don't typically do in class. These students were so easygoing and cooperative during this overwhelming time, and us instructors can't thank you guys enough for that. So we appreciate it. Class 413 comes from all over the United States, and their ages range from 30s to 86 years young. Some are new to the guide dog community, and others in class are well-rounded guide dog veterans. These 10 students have given their all over the past 3 weeks to prepare themselves for any future endeavors they may encounter. They learned the basics of guide work, how to manage their dogs, they learned new routes, and they also prepared themselves for their return home. Receiving a guide dog may appear fun from the outside looking in, but it was nothing short of hard work and staying relentless. These students had to put 110% of their effort in every day, even when the days were long and the mornings were early. It is no small feat to be a part of the few and the proud who have had the honor to walk across the stage. I am so proud of each and every one of you guys. Congratulations to Class 413. Our first student up here is Cristina Cervantes. Currently residing in Reseda, California, she's 41 years young, and this is her first guide dog. Cristina has 1 son and also owns her own antique business and does marketing as well. Cristina loves to hike, travel, and try new food places. Cristina was paired with male yellow lab golden retriever Brody, who was raised by Lauren Amendola, but today is represented by her father, Mark.
They were so patient and wonderful to us. I love to be my puppy raiser. I'm so grateful for Brody. I don't want to cry. But when they came over to my house to talk to me about, starting the program, I actually told my trainer, I want a dog that, that is athletic and outgoing around, but I also want one that's very, chill at home And I said, is that even possible? And she said, yeah. And I could not ask for a better dog. He is exactly what I wanted, exactly what I wished for. He's so smart, and I'm so grateful for the work that they've all done. Thank you.
My name is Mark. I'm here on behalf of my daughter, who is the puppy raiser. And this is Brody's second graduation. She couldn't make it. She's up in the Tascadero, so I'm here to represent her. Lauren's an amazing daughter, and we had a chance to FaceTime in the room before we came out here with Lauren, so that was amazing. And just meet Cristina right away. We know she's going to a good place. One funny story about Brody. Brody went to senior high school with my daughter every day. And so as long as you can put up with the snoring, that was the biggest problem in class. Brody snores. So, he's an amazing dog, and you're very deserving from the moment he's had with us today.
Next up, we have Catherine Cole. She resides in Fort Worth, Texas, is 53 years young, and this is her first guide dog. She works for BEP United States Treasury Currency as an information receptionist and human resources. Catherine loves to walk, shop, cook, go to church, and enjoys going to church concerts. She was paired with male yellow lab, golden retriever cross, Yogi, who was raised by Laura and Dave Crozen, represented today by Dave.
Giving me this wonderful gift, and to all my trainers who helped me learn how to use a guide dog. Thank you.
Laura and I are first-time puppy raisers, and we had such a great support system from our Ventura group and from all the staff at GDA. All of us in this room are guilty of personifying our puppies. And it's easy to do. Who can blame us? These adorable goofballs have huge personalities, and they fill every room with love and fun. Yogi grew up with our kitties and our bunnies, and they really bonded. And because of that, he's kind of grown to be this protector of all small creatures. The cats would allow him to rest his entire head on their bodies, and they would just hug his nose and everything. His trainers took this big love bug and turned him into a guide partner for Catherine. And she could put her life in his paws now. And that is a small miracle. This has been such a satisfying experience for Laura and I. And it's been great just to play a small part in this wonderful team. And Yogi's such a perfect match for Catherine. We're so happy to be part of all this.
Next up is Antonia Espinosa, originally from Spain, but is currently residing in San Luis Obispo. She is 30 years young, and this is her first guide dog. In the last 11 years, she has lived in 4 different countries and 4 different states. She works for a nonprofit organization as an events manager and outreach. She loves to travel, read, and go hiking. She was paired with female black Labrador Retriever Luna, who was raised by Sheila Schultz and family, represented today by Sheila.
My goodness, my heart is so full today. It's full of joy of knowing all the adventures that Luna and I will go on, but especially filled with gratitude. Gratitude to Guide Dogs of America for giving me this amazing opportunity and everything that it will come with it. Gratitude to everyone that made it possible. To my instructors for being so patient. To my instructors for being so patient with me and teaching me the basics of guide work and how to manage Luna properly. To all my classmates who made this experience so incredible, but especially I'm very grateful to the Schultz family, to Sheila and Scott and everyone else for doing such a great job raising Luna and making sure that she's the amazing dog that she is today. We are so thankful that Luna was part of our lives, and we welcome more joy into our home with the decision to raise her. She was the second of our 4 dogs that we have raised for guide dogs. She was also an adorable black fluff ball, ready to explore and love and learn. And now she sits before us, trained to lead and ready to serve. The biggest lesson she taught us was gratitude for the time we spent with her, because we all knew that she was meant to be more than just our pet. And her time with us was limited, so one day she could walk beside Antonia. There will always be unconditional love and a piece of our family that travels with Luna. On behalf of our family, we wish Antonia and Luna safe travels and an abundance of adventures together. A shared joy is a double joy.
We have James Garnett, who likes to be called Jim. He resides in Apple Valley, Minnesota, and is 86 years young. This is his first guide dog and pet. After high school, he served 4 years in the United States Navy, then went to college, graduated, and joined the CIA. After 3 years, he transferred to the Veterans Association. He is currently enjoying his retirement and loves to tandem bike, walk, and read. Jim was paired with male Black Labrador Retriever Wheeler, who was raised by Michelle Johnson and family, represented today by Michelle. Unfortunately, Jim fell ill this morning and was unable to come on stage today, but I have a few words that I'd like to say on his behalf. Good morning, everyone. When I first got here, I had no idea what to expect. But now, I realize that many amazing people are doing many amazing things. As a result, I have the amazing finished product. His name is Wheeler, and I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to have him in my life.
I actually don't even know what to say, but this is so overwhelming. Wow. I can do it. Love you guys.
Next up, we have Betty Hansen. Currently living in Moscow Mills, Missouri, she is 86 years young, and this is her first guide dog. Betty is most recently retired from parish secretary bookkeeping. Since being retired, she has traveled to Europe, Australia, China, and Africa. She loves to cook, and her favorite food to cook is Italian. Betty loves her kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids, as well as she was also married for 64 years. Betty was paired with female yellow lab golden retriever cross Yonder, who was raised by Lauren Twisselman and family, represented today by Lauren.
This is just the whole school, all you players have just been wonderful. Without your patience and encouragement, I would never make it. So I thank you.
So I'm just going to give everyone a heads up that speaking in front of people is not my strong suit. In fact, Yonder graduating is pretty much the only thing that can get me up here with a microphone and a crowd of people. So bear with me. Yonder is the first guide dog puppy I raised. Before I got her, I spent at least 3 years trying to convince my family that I could and should raise a guide dog puppy. I
I researched for hours, begged, pleaded, and prayed. I even appealed to my dad, who was an English teacher, and wrote a 3-page persuasive essay. When I presented it to my parents, they were impressed with my writing, but not so much with the topic, which had probably been exhausted in our house. By the time I got my wish and Yonder was placed into my arms, I was 14 years old. I still believe that very first puppy pickup day was one of the happiest days for me. It was not long before my whole family fell in love with Yonder. Even my mom, who is not a dog person, became one of her biggest fans. Yonder has a wonderful personality. I was constantly amazed at how she could be so calm, gentle, and sweet, yet still be one of the happiest, goofiest dogs I have ever met. We thought she was perfect. Yonder's timing in all of our lives couldn't have been better. She helped us through a difficult year and was a sweet distraction for my sister, who had to deal with new health challenges. She was a comfort to me and all of us when our beloved dog Jackson passed away suddenly. Not only that, but Yonder helped me through what was my first year of public high school, something I had dreaded, but bringing Yonder gave me something to be excited about in the midst of my fear and uncertainty. Yonder behaved beautifully at school, and it was great training for her. She learned how to navigate crowds, settle through long class periods, and sit patiently for the occasional greeting. Everyone at Lucerna High School seemed to love her, and I was lucky to have teachers who were supportive of her journey. Yonder gave me the confidence I often lacked, and I felt much more equipped to get out of my comfort zone. I always preferred the days I had Yonder with me at school. Yonder taught me so many things. She taught me to advocate for something else, to be consistent, to remain patient, and to ask people for help when needed. I also became much better at talking to strangers who were often curious about her. I am sure I could go on, but I'm running out of time. Right now, I can't believe I'm standing here at 16, my first guide dog puppy about to graduate, which is something I prayed for regularly. And thanks to an incredible experience raising Yonder, I am now raising another awesome dog. I hope that Betty and Yonder continue to develop a close bond of love and trust, as it is clear they already have. I wish both of you well, Betty and Yonder. I know that you will make a great team.
She is residing in Little Rock, Arkansas, is 62 years young, and this is her second guide dog. She is a retired accountant for Arkansas Game and Fish and was there for 34 years. She loves to go to the Senior Citizen Center, enjoys camping and trout fishing, and loves going to the casino. Rebecca is married and has 1 daughter and 2 granddaughters. She was paired with male yellow Labrador Retriever Hudson, who was raised by the Castman family, represented today by Marty.
I'm very blessed. Hudson is just what I need. He likes to walk slow like me. After rushing for 34 years to work and back. And I'm retired, I don't rush anywhere anymore. Hudson doesn't either, unless we run. I can't wait to get him back to Arkansas and make him a Hall of Fame. Thank you.
You know, there's 2 phone calls that we puppy raisers like to receive from Stephanie Coleman. The first one is, hey, we've got a new puppy for you. The second is, congratulations, your dog has been matched. And I tell you, I think that second phone call doesn't ever get old. It's great to be here. It took our whole family to raise Hudson. We were out of town for a puppy pickup day, so my son was able to come home from college, pick him up, got him acclimated. He went to school with my daughter, and then the high school embraced him, got him in class, volleyball games, tournaments. He was really a good dog. The problem that we had, and we're trying to tell you about Hudson today, is that we couldn't come up with any funny tales or jokes, because he's just a good, solid dog. He really knew what he was doing. So instead, we decided to write a poem about our journey with Hudson. And we called the poem, How We Missed That Puppy Breath. Hudson was 8 weeks old and a cute ball of fur. months went by unobserved. With razor-sharp teeth and 2 floppy ears, he was destined for service without any fears. At first, he just played, pooped, slept, and ate. He had the zoomies all day and slept in a crate. When he drank from the bowl, he left big pools of dribble. And he learned his commands and was rewarded with kibble. Speaking of kibble, he just didn't quibble. It didn't matter the food, he was ready to nibble. He scarfed his food so fast as if it was life or death. And oh, how we missed that funny breath. Obedience classes started right out of the gate. He learned his commands to determine his fate. Come, stand, heel, get busy, and sit. Leave it and drop it, he just didn't quit. Now, Hudson was a student at Valencia High, and he went to the prom wearing a tie. So the students and faculty embraced him with hugs by the yard, and they even gave him his own student ID card. No more outings or socialization with our dear old pup, and the restaurant tables will miss his cleanup. No more trips to the doctor's, dentist, or mall. No more parties, ball games, or movies to sprawl. He loves to go walking and on family road trips. And watch out for that tail, it can wildly whip. When he wants to be pet, he gives you a shove, a simple reminder of his unconditional love. How can we give him up is the daily query. Seeing him up on the stage is not for the weary. He has spent his whole life preparing for this day. Success and Godspeed is what we all pray. Now, raising Hudson was a wonderful treat, and our family's experience can never be beat. The feelings for him we cannot deny. We are both happy and sad as we all say goodbye. We know that Hudson and Rebecca will be well. As we watch them this day, our eyelids do swell. Hudson, go forth and serve Rebecca as a new guide dog team. We are so proud of you both as our hearts and souls beat.
All right, our next student is Dee Dee Mann. She resides in Pasadena, California, and is 69 years young. This is her 9th guide dog and 5th from GDA. She is a freelance soloist, plays the flute, and is in a Braille, jazz, and salsa band. Dee Dee also loves to quilt and cook. She has 2 stepsons, one currently serving in the military and one that has served in the military. She was paired with male black lab, golden retriever cross North, who was raised by the Scalen family, represented today by Grace.
First, I would like to thank Guide School of America for giving me such great dogs. I know my peers and my classmates, I wish you all well in your new endeavors.
I'm 17 years old and I helped raise North in Coronado with my family. When North was a puppy, my sister and 2 brothers and I would play tag. It's your turn to watch the puppy for 15 minutes each until he was tired and would sleep halfway at our feet. This team effort potty trained him quickly and kept him out of any trouble. Later, when he would go on outings, we went to the local library and noticed when he had on his vest, he was all business. Very professional from the start. Now, North was never a goofy dog. He reminded us more of royalty. Very calm and quiet, and he always wanted things clean and nice and just perfect, even though he shed a lot. Sometimes we would even call him a princess because he didn't like to get his feet wet after the sprinklers went on to get busy at night. North was so easy to train because he loved treats so much. He would sit and stay waiting for his dinner, but my mom would yell at us if we left him too long, because then we'd have to clean up a puddle of drool. Even though he loved food that much, his self-control was amazing. Once, a pretzel fell on the floor, like, one of those big pretzels, and he snatched it up. My mom told him to drop it right away, and he actually spit it out. My best friend was there, and she said even she couldn't do that. Raising North has taught me that love and discipline and consistency will produce an amazing animal. He reminds my whole family to be in the moment and give our best every day, just like he did. True joy and love comes from helping others, and we are so proud North made as a guide dog and will go on to have amazing adventures.
Our next student is Lynn McClellan. She resides in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and is 66 years young. This is her second guide dog. Lynn has 3 kids and 6 grandkids. She is retired, but started a nonprofit with her partner called Compassionate People Foundation, and they teach nonviolent communication. She loves her organic garden and enjoys tandem biking with her partner. Lynn was paired with female yellow Labrador Retriever Joy, who was raised by Deborah Madden, represented today by Deborah.
First of all, I want to say that Joy meets up with her name. She, every day she fills my heart with a lot of just joyous moments. She's she's always up and ready to go. And this is my second one. I can say she's going to be a handful for me. I am so grateful, and I have a lot of gratitude for the community of people here. It takes a community to raise one of these dogs, and kind of the trainers who kept us safe during the evacuation. They gave their all, as did the puppy raiser, and all the rest of the people here. I'm so grateful, and from the bottom of my heart.
Okay, I'm already blurry. GDA handed me this little bundle about 2.5 years ago, and in a blink of an eye, it was time to give her back. I patiently waited for the perfect match to come, and then finally came to class. Joy was named after a leading character in a Disney movie, Inside Out, and she has pretty much followed that character's attitude throughout. I call her Joy. After work daily, we would make the long trip to my office, sometimes stopping along the way to greet or check in with fellow employees, also making someone's day brighter. Joy only had about 200 friends at work, from the president, the CEO, machinists, engineers, and even a chocolate lab named Gilbert, who still works for her today. Together, we have made many memories, and every day was an adventure. Even the days we decided to stay at home and just chill, which I figured out that's when Joy was teaching me how to be flexible with a side of patience. My favorite quirky thing about Joy, don't use an empty paper towel roll to call her name. She will run through the house like crazy. I thank all the puppy raisers that have helped me with Joy, the area leaders, puppy sitters, everybody. It's an awesome experience. Heartfelt thanks to her sponsors, who are personal friends of mine. And Lynn, I'm confident after meeting you, Joy is going to be loved. She will give it back to you threefold. She will give you that extra edge of confidence. She will be your companion, and she will help keep you safe. She will take a piece of my heart, and both of you, I wish you the best in the future.
Next up, we have Robert Steigel. Robert resides in Woodland Hills, California, is 53 years young, and this is his 6th guide dog. He has been married to a beautiful woman named Joy for 19 years. And they have an adorable cat at home named Jake. He works in an office at a recreational park, is involved with the National Federation of the Blind, and teaches technology to blind people. Robert enjoys deep sea fishing, traveling when he can, and listening to country music. He was paired with female Black Labrador Retriever Winnie, who was raised by Sharon and Jay Sega, represented today by Sharon.
Good morning, everyone. So I think I'm going to rename Winnie 6 because this is my 6th guide dog, and it's the 6th dog that the puppy raisers have raised. So number 6. So I just want to say a couple of real quick things, which is when going to guide dog school, there's a lot of work involved, and these last 3 weeks have really been challenging for me. But they've been great. The trainers are wonderful. When I got through with the first walk in San Fernando, and I was almost done, and I was struggling to make it through, John said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Well, I wasn't going to tell him." But he said, "I can see there's something wrong." And I said, "Okay, the route's too long." He said, "Okay, we'll just put a stop in the middle." And so these trainers are great. They can tell when there's something that you need to. If you take a break, they work with you. They go through all the challenges we do, and they're there right there by your side. So they're great. So I want to thank the trainers for being there and helping us, and I want to thank the puppy raisers. So guys, thank you.
So as a volunteer in the nursery here at Guide Dogs, I have the pleasure of getting to know these puppies, the puppies and Winnie's litter before they went home. Knowing that Jay and I were going to get one of these dogs, I have a confession to make. I called all of them Winnie. But the litter was adorable. The puppies were healthy and smart and inquisitive and playful. But there was one, I have to say, that kind of stood out a little bit. Let's just say she had a little more energy, she was a little extra playful, she was a little mischievous. So I came home, I said to Jay, I said, "Don't worry about it, we're going to have ourselves a wonderful dog. It's a great litter, just let's make sure we don't get the one with a little white splotch on her chest." So when we went to go pick up this little bundle of fluff and they handed her to us, lo and behold, there was the little white splotch. And so the adventure began. We became to realize that Winnie, also known as Winnie the Pooh, Pooh Bear, and everyone's favorite, Winnie the Pooster. She was definitely different. She was in her own way, in her own kind of special, but we didn't really know how to describe it. I mean, we could use the typical adjectives that everyone uses. She was sweet, smart, eager to please, had a great work ethic, not overly affectionate, but basically very happy. But I think what made Winnie so special was how people felt when they were with her. We all get the puppy manual that has all the guidelines and the rules of raising a dog, but nowhere in that manual does it show you how not to fall in love with your puppy. And I know because I've read that manual from start to finish, every page, every line. But, don't cough. But with Winnie the Pooh, we fell hard. She became a part of me. She added so much joy to my life that I didn't feel complete without her. She was my sidekick and my best friend. In fact, she was so loved by everyone that there's times I was not welcome in establishments if I didn't bring her. I actually got a call from my dentist reminding me of an appointment saying, "Don't bother showing up unless you bring Winnie the Pooh." And when I left her home one day when I was getting my hair cut, I was threatened that the next time, and if I didn't left her at home, they said, "No boosters, no haircut." She was the perfect puppy, the poster dog for GDA. And as we now witness her graduating with you, Robert, we cannot help but think that you are the luckiest man alive to be getting her. And as we have got to know you just recently, we are learning that we feel that she is just as lucky to have you. I really want to thank this incredible village of puppy raisers who were there for us. You know who you are, and we would not have been able to do this without you. A special thank you to Winnie's sponsor, Sandy Bennett, who could not be here today, but I cannot tell you how much we appreciate her generosity to Winnie and to the Guide Dog program. A thank you to my family and friends for always being there and showing their support. And to my husband, Jay, there are no words. Robert, as you embark on this next chapter of your life, I'd like to leave you with a quote by the famous Winnie the Pooh. "All days spent with you is my favorite day. So may all your days be favorite days."
2 daughters and 1 son and is expecting a grandchild in April. He loves to go out and have drinks, attend concerts, and enjoys cooking vegetarian food, represented today by Annika.
Good morning, what's up? Well, I'm the last one, so y'all probably thought Kelsey was saving the best for last. She said internal revenue, thank you for everybody for not booing me. So making this really quick, I do want to say this. I was first introduced to, well, it was International Guiding Eyes at the time, GDA now. When I was in the LA Unified School District at 8 years old by an O&M instructor named Mr. Kleinstecker. He brought me here and I got to walk with my very first dog at 8 years old. And that was so exciting that I couldn't wait to do it. So I asked how old did I have to be? They said 16, double my life. At 17, I got my first dog, Ginger. And I'm now on my 4th dog. GDA has done it again. So thank you to GDA and to the puppy raisers, and especially for this dog, Gala, and my young 13-year-old puppy raiser here, Antonia. She's awesome. Thank you.
I still can't believe that my 4-legged sister is graduating college before me. Our family is so proud of her because Gala is truly unique and special to us. Gala has brought so much joy to our lives. She was a constant source of entertainment and funny stories. Gala was an extremely energetic, bold, and adventurous little puppy. When she was about 10 weeks old, we took our Go-Go Gala girl to a friend's house for dinner and a summer swim. Without hesitation, Gala happily jumped into the water when we asked her to, and easily outswam us all. Gala loves any new experience, people, and places. She just lives and enjoys life. My family and I like to say that she just goes for it and thinks about the consequences later. We would really like to thank our Orange County leaders, Joanne, Tammy, and Mark, our puppy trainers, Carol Ann and Hannah, for helping us give Gala Girl the foundations to attend college. Thank you to the amazing GDA college trainers for turning this unbridled ball of energy who left us a year ago into an amazing professional guide dog. Gala has left some big positives for me to follow as I chart my future. Lamar, we want to thank you for loving and caring for Gala from this point forward. We know she will bring much zest into your life.
Congratulations, Class 413, and I wish you good luck on all of your future endeavors.
Wow, what a class. Who says the youth is going bad? We had some awesome puppy raisers. I was thinking that would be amazing. Well, we made it through another graduation, and I'm sad to say our last one for this year, for 2019, so we're excited for the beginning of next year. Class, we're excited to have you graduating to go off and start your independence. Thanks for the true test of getting through the 3 weeks. We went out with the fire here, huh? All right, with that, at this point, I'd like to ask everyone to remain seated. We're going to dismiss Class 413, so you guys can head back to your rooms and get a little break before we dismiss everybody else. So with that, congratulations, class, you are